This is the skill level of every single Apex player explained. Starting at level 1, this player plays the game as if though they've only been playing for 2 hours right after hitting the install button. This Apex player is almost always either playing Bloodhound, Lifeline, or Gibby, and always keeps it simple, Mozambique and Spitfire. They always have a default skin until they level up enough to get some crafting medals to get a rare or epic skin, but it's always hard to tell if this is actually a bot or genuinely just a new player. And it's even more difficult to know because everybody knows that Respawn has started to use bots to kind of fill up the dead space in the games. But at this level, everything is a novel, no pun intended, to this player, constantly either pinging everything they can or just never pinging anything at all because they didn't even know that the pinging system existed to begin with because they didn't pay enough attention to the tutorial in the beginning of the game. These players never drop strategically. It's either always drop hot and die off rip or land far, play loot simulator, and then die before even pressing the shoot button. But alas, the first few games aren't that bad because when you're at level 1, your lobbies are typically always filled with bots or newer players, so everything is very chill, very nice, everything flows at a decent pace until of course SBMM decides to kick you in the ass and they start breaking the grounds of level 2. Players at this level start getting on the game fairly consistently with the homies, playing for a few hours a day. That's if you even have any friends to play with. But it is also at this level where Apex players start to experiment with different types of legends. So they start to browse the legend abilities, and lo and behold, this guy can go invisible whilst healing, whilst reviving teammates.
Oh my god, I didn't hit the guy once. Golly, what's going on, bruh? What the? How are those not hitting him at all? This is ridiculous.
Players at this level main Mirage not because of his abilities, but because they think he's funny. Caustic never really caught anybody's attention. Gibby feels like a walking refrigerator, and these players have still yet to understand the potential of skirmisher legends like Pathfinder and Wraith. Not to mention, at this level, there is barely enough legend tokens yet to get another character, so here we are, more grinding. But it's also because at this level, players are already experiencing the ruthless iron fist of skill-based matchmaking. It really doesn't take that long before Apex starts receding your hairline from stress, and the next thing you know,
like, why the fuck do you have a job? Why do you have a job?
Now, it's probably worth mentioning that at this level, you started getting some Apex videos on your YouTube homepage and thought, hey, if they can armor swap that fast mid-fight, then maybe I could try it too. Not realizing that that doesn't mean also looting the level 3 mag and light ammo stacks during a fight too. I mean, I'm not going to lie, when I was at level 2, I had a surreal ability to always be the last one alive but was never able to win a 1v1, let alone a 1v3, and was always rocking the exact same R301 legendary skin I got from a pack for months on end. At this level, you are basically the equivalent of a wholesome gamer dad in Apex. They'll drop 500 damage and still brag about that one insane crazy Kraber headshot. Level 2 players are proof that Apex isn't just filled with sweaty kids, but it's also filled with 35-year-old dads with a mortgage. But as you start playing more and more, start getting a little more competitive, and without realizing it, you start falling right into the trap of the next level. They've already binged as many tutorials as they can about positioning, tips, and tricks, but it doesn't just end there. No, you go even deeper and deeper. Welcome to level 3. At this point, players at level 3 understand the potential in skirmisher legends like Wraith, Ash, Octane, Pathfinder, amongst a few others. But their competitive hunger and willingness to get better puts them at trying to learn movement tech with pretty much only one legend, Octane. You and every other Octane main are now basically the crackheads of the lobby, trying to wall bounce and super glide off every single conceivable asset in the game, tap strafing in a circle with a stim whilst trying to shoot someone with a sentinel or peacekeeper. But the movement dwellers have this ego about them, thinking movement equals immortality. Spoiler alert, buddy, it doesn't. And because all you do is stim for glory, you went from dying last and never winning your fights to dying first and still never winning your fights. Level 3 players also start to experiment with other legends like Pathfinder and Wraith. And yes, in case you were wondering, it's because Wraith goes fast when you use her portal and her phase together. But this leads us straight into the deep and dark depths of level 4 players. Now, level 4 is where a good chunk of the player base is, and also where the toxicity is. Now, Apex Legends does have a huge skill gap. There is only so much of proving yourself you can do in something like pubs, and so that ranked button starts looking even more juicier than Loba in every single conceivable Gunner skin imaginable. And of course, these players have already watched all the tutorials, sweaty movement videos, some guy sucking on his mic, and it's all led them down a seriously dark road. Now it's not so much about the skins and looking cool anymore, because these players have already watched the ranked tutorials, studied the meta, studied the best weapons to use, as well as the map rotations like absolute freaks of nature. And mind you, these guys still haven't even been assigned a rank yet, they still have to do the entry matches. At this level, players either fall into one of two categories, the Lifeline, Watson, Newcastle, Caustic, and Loba category, or they fall into the Ash, Sparrow, Bangalore, Wraith, Revenant, and Alter category. But because players at this level are mostly trying to play ranked, it's likely that they are playing the indomitable Ash. And so, Pandora's box has been lifted and the infinite cycle of degeneracy has dawned upon us, my fellow legends. The level 4 player thinks that they're a master of map knowledge. They've studied every single POI and every single rotation, but somehow they manage to forget to loot or craft ammo right before the final ring, and the comms go from enemy spotted to, bro, we need to ape this team as soon as possible, like right now. We can't fight for more than 30 seconds. It was literally in Imperial Hell's recent video. This is the grind era. The era where level 4 players discover that they have rage. They rank until their eyes bleed, start dreaming about KP. But I promise you, it gets even worse. Because players at level 5 are the definition of unhinged toxicity, because players here take the game pretty seriously. Like, if you are not cooking every second of the game, it's a huge problem. Most players at this level most likely have a TikTok page filled with a bunch of random highlight clips with the username It's Beams or something. Yeah, they're in pretty deep. These players have been playing the game for a while now and have familiarized themselves with a very niche legend. You guessed it, I'm talking about the nitty-gritty Horizon mains. Goodness gracious. I really don't know what it is, man, but these players are the definition of ego incarnate.
Fucking Horizon? Oh, it's bro. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a cheater.
And if you graduated from level 4, that means you were probably hard stuck plat and have resorted to either one of two things. Either you've become a pub stomper kill grinder, or you spent an unholy amount of time learning Horizon. Flexing a 20 bomb and a 4K that was farmed in pubs, play the game for at least 5 to 7 hours a day, and not to mention infamously spending $300 on a dildo heirloom. PC players at this level are obsessed with combining Horizon's passive with tap strafing, and if you're on controller, then you're also obsessed with making it look like that's something you could do. Level 5 Horizon players think they're cracked, and don't get me wrong, they are, until they get focused by 3 teams because they're levitating in the sky like a damn neon piñata. But level 6 is where it starts to get serious here. Okay, now in this level, Apex players are, like I've said before, one of two things. They are either A pro player who's literally making money off this John, or B, want to be a pro streamer who thinks they're making money off this game. You know I'm talking about the guy who has TTV in their name, like TTV Void Tap or something. God forbid the wannabe YouTuber with YT in his name. I'm talking about the players that get farmed for content and killing Twitch streamers in Apex Legends videos. I don't know, man. Back in my day, when I killed the TTV, I would always go back to check to see if they're live or if they're actually a streamer. And most of the time, they don't even stream, bro. And I don't know what it is, but level 6 players play the game like they're live in front of 50,000 people or something, just drowning in G Fuel and Red Bull. Oh my god.
Oh no!
You've gotta be absolutely dogging me right now,
Alright,
man.
Lock in.
I don't have a gun to lock in with.
I cracked on, loot up, and I cracked on.
Cracked. One of them slush.
I suck, I'm sorry, I suck.
Why is Loba here?
You got this. Nice. Last one. She's on the box.
Get the These guys always copy the latest It's Timmy loadout, communicate like they're Shiv FPS, and brag about the new settings that they got off a random TikTok video. If you're still hard stuck gold in Apex Legends, it's because you're not using these brand new 4-3 linear settings. Now, for most players and content creators on this level, this is where they stop, because having a life outside of gaming is also a thing. But if I'm being honest, I think this is where everyone should stop. But no, it doesn't happen, because level 7 exists, and there's something truly diabolical roaming around there. At this point, man, whether you're a content creator, a streamer, or just a seriously addicted grinder, this is no longer just a hobby for these players. This is the game. This is their entire life as they know it. As the levels went on and on, these players spent more and more time playing the game, but now they literally breathe, eat, sleep, and shit Apex. Could you imagine trying to make friends with a level 7 player in real life? Sorry bro, if you're not a Wraith main, then I just don't think we can be friends, you know? It's gonna clash with my personality. For all my level 7s out there, did you guys know that the color of grass is green? And I say this because this is the type of player that has managed to merge themselves into an Apex Legends hermaphrodite, combining both a kill grinder and a ranked grinder with a sprinkle of Discord mod, holding both over hundreds of thousands of kills and tens or even hundreds of millions of damage, and is very quick to punch a hole through the monitor because they got kicked out of Pred back in the Masters. This guy's Pred badge is glowing like a damn lightsaber and will literally sacrifice himself to the rank of Pred every single season, and also plays Ashe for every single ranked game as if Ashe was their main when she first came out. And no, my mans is still not making a living off of this. This player is quite literally the embodiment of a walking encyclopedia for Apex Legends. This kind of player doesn't just hear your footsteps. This player senses the very essence of your fear from the sweat of your palms right from the other end of the screen. This Discord mod isn't just playing the game, they are the game. But let me tell you bro, this isn't a flex, I'm not gonna lie. Throwing self-care completely out the window is not cool, believe it or not. Like, this level of gamer just starts to neglect things like basic hygiene so they can maximize the amount of time that they get on the game. The moral of this video is, I actually have no idea, I just thought that this would be a good video. Now before we completely end off the video, it might be worth mentioning that I have been gone for a little while, and it's not because I don't like you guys or I don't want to do YouTube anymore. I've just been busy with a lot of things behind the scenes, like learning a new editing software and running an editing business as well. Thank you all so much for watching the video, and hopefully none of you become a level 7 rage baiter sweat lord. And I will see all of you guys in the next video. Have a good day. Be safe. Bye bye.